heart, just groove in the heart.
Right.
Well, intermittent fasting and Wegovy are two names that, of course, have been popping up in recent health trends.
And the impact on your heart actually could be more serious than we've realized. And of course, we bring in Dr. Marc from the Cleveland Clinic to break it down for us. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So intermittent fasting, obviously all of us do some sort of intermittent fasting because we have to sleep for 7 or 8 hours, right? So there is a break that we're taking, but intermittent fasting for people who are trying to lose weight, trying to work out with that, they're timing it, maybe they're only eating for 4 or 6 hours a day, and then there's a really long time that they're not eating. Does it lose weight, but is it a long-term thing where you're going to have problems with your heart down the line?
You definitely lose weight.
Yeah.
The medical term is time-restricted eating because we have to have a different term for everything. And we consider it time-restricted eating or intermittent fasting when the period of eating is 8 hours or less. And people lose weight because that's 16 hours that you're not eating. So you can't eat as much, fewer calories, lose weight. The math works. The question that was raised this week at the American Heart Association is, as you pointed out, does that have a long-term cost? Does eating this way, just 8 hours or fewer per day, lead to any problems down the road? And a study came out that suggested that these people who only eat for 8 hours, who intermittently fast, have a higher risk of heart disease. That made headlines. So I pulled the actual study. And all that's available is a one-pager, what we call an abstract. And it's a large study, 20,000 people, but it's observational. These are people's self-reported habits. So if I or someone reported that, yes, I had 2 days where I limited my eating to 8 hours, they said, all right, you are restricting your eating, your time-restricted eating. And therefore, this data, you can't take this one to the bank.
And the percentage was high, though. What, it was like 91%? I mean,
yeah, there was a 91%
number.
increased risk of cardiovascular problems, death, heart attack, stroke in people who did intermittent fasting. But we don't know who these people are. Maybe
and even what they were eating. Could they have been eating just cheeseburgers and horrible fried foods during that 8 hours? We don't know that stuff in this study. But I'm sure it's going to open eyes now, and so they can investigate this further.
Yeah, now you need a real study where people start from the same baseline and half of the people are randomly assigned, you do intermittent fasting, other people you just graze, eat whatever you want, whenever you want, and let's see what happens.
So based on that, what are your thoughts on intermittent fasting for people?
It will help you lose weight.
That's about it.
And that's about it.
Do
And
you
losing
feel
weight
like
is
it
good
can
if you're overweight.
tax the heart? Do you feel like it can stress
I
your
think
body?
it's extremely unlikely because there's no plausible biological mechanism that would explain that. But this study raises the question.
No doubt. And you said further research, and of course we're going to continue to stay on it. Let's shift gears and talk about these popular weight loss drugs, these injections, Wegovy, Ozempic. We're seeing that a lot of people need it and have done it for diabetes, but now it seems like it's the popular weight loss drug. Comes at a cost, which is super expensive, one, but the other cost could be some serious side effects.
About 15% of people will have to stop the drug, Wegovy or Ozempic, because they have side effects. And the most common side effects are GI side effects because that's where the stuff works. People have some GI pain, bloating, diarrhea, and 15% of people have enough of that that they say, I'm done with it. Problem there is, once you stop these drugs, you almost inevitably regain the weight. So this is one where if you pull the trigger and you say, I'm going to take this drug for a medical reason, either diabetes or weight loss to improve my cardiovascular health, you're going to need to stay on it, as far as we know, forever.
Kind of maintaining, maybe at a smaller dose or something like that.
Well, you wind up with a maintenance dose, but you also wind up with a maintenance cost, which is going to be about $1,000 per month, depending on your insurance.
So it's a lifelong commitment.
It really is.
For those that don't know, what is the mechanism there? What are these drugs actually used for?
These drugs act on receptors that are involved with your sensation of satiety. So they make you feel full. They make your body release more of a compound called glucagon, and glucagon makes you feel full, so you're not as hungry. You don't eat as much.
We always say it, diet and exercise, right? I mean, can't replace
kind of old-fashioned,
all this other
but
stuff,
that works too, and it does not cost $1,000 a month.
Which is good. Walking is free.
Go for the walk, right?
Walking is free. Dr. Marc, thank you so much. Great information. We appreciate that.
Really good stuff.